How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the most amazing top 10. Have you ever wondered how much money movies have made all time? Well, I put together the top 10 highest grossing movies of all time. But first, let me ask you this. What is your favorite movie? Coming in at number 10, Transformers Age of Extinction. This is the fourth movie of the series. The movie brought in $1,087 million. The movie was directed by Michael Bay and was released on June 27th. So the budget for the movie was $210 million, so they made mad profits. It's sad to say, but this is gonna be the last movie Michael Bay is gonna direct of the Transformers series. Or for you who don't like Michael Bay, is this a good thing? And also for Mark Wahlberg, this is his last movie of being the lead role. Moving into number 9, a movie that I still haven't seen, Skyfall. Okay, I'll thumbs up if you want me to stop singing. Wow, I'm probably getting a lot of thumbs up. So believe it or not, but this is the 23rd James Bond movie. No wonder I haven't seen it. I don't know where to start. Do I start 23 movies ago and then continue? Is this like a continuous series? And am I the only one that hasn't seen this movie? So this movie was released by Sony Pictures and it's made just over $1,100 million. So the movie was directed by Sam Mendes. The movie has Daniel Craig as a lead role. This is his third James Bond movie that he was in. James Bond was first written in 1953, and this is by Sir Ian Fleming, and it was turned into a movie back in 1962. And since then, there has been 7 different actors who's played Mr. James Bond. And guess what? There's another one coming out. The big 2-4 is coming out 2015. At number 8, we have Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. My precious. Okay, I'm a really bad actor, and I should never do that again. Well, the movie did so successful, bringing in just over $1,119 million. So the movie was released back in 2003. This is an amazing fantasy filmed based on the second and third volumes of the book. The other 2 movies were Fellowship of the Ring, which was back in 2001, and then the other one that came out was Two Towers. And the first movie even made over $1 billion. This has been a really successful franchise. At number 7, we have Transformers: The Dark Moon. Wait a minute, this is another Transformer movies that hit into the top 10 most gross movies all time? Insane. Well, this movie, believe it or not, has brought in over $1,123 million. This is the third movie out of the series. In the movie is Shia LaBeouf. Also, you got Josh Duhamel, John Turturro, and of course, Rosie Whiteley. And that's just to name a few people. So the budget for the movie was $195 million. Robert Downey Jr. comes in at number 6. And this is, of course, Iron Man 3. This movie made just over $1.2 billion. And the budget for that to make was only $200 million, which means this movie has profited $1 billion. I mean, that is a really good investment. Iron Man 3 was directed by Shane Black. Robert Downey Jr. was the highest paid actor for the second year in a row. And of course, this movie helped him out a lot. Last year, he made $75 million, just ahead of Dwayne Johnson. Iron Man is a superhero film featuring the Marvel comic characters. It was produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studio Motion Pictures. Moving in at the number 5 spot, probably the biggest movie of 2014, you guys probably guessed it, Frozen. Let it go, let it go. Okay, admit, that was a little bit good. No? Well, it was a 3D computer animated musical fantasy comedy film produced by Walt Disney. And of course it was by their Walt Disney Animated Studios. This movie has made $1,274 million. I mean, that is a lot of cheese. Frozen has made $247 million in Japan alone, which now this has become Japan's highest grossing movie of all time. It also ranks as the highest grossing animated film of all time. Because of how popular this movie was in theaters, it actually stayed there for a very long time. And also there's going to be a short sequel to Frozen, and that's going to be released for you in 2015. Next on the list, we have one of my favorite movies growing up. Can you guys guess it? So at the number 4 spot, I'm talking about Harry Potter. When this movie came out, I was in those lines on opening day watching every single one of those movies. But the one that did the best was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. The movie was released back in 2011 and it's made $1,341 million. The budget for that movie was $250 million, which is one of the most amount of money that was spent to produce a film. The movie was directed by David Yates and starred Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson. Watson. This movie has become very popular in the UK. Alright, at the number 3 spot, Avengers. It's made $1.5 billion and it was released just a few years ago back in 2012. Here's another movie that Robert Downey Jr. starred in. I mean, no wonder he gets paid so much money. This guy has starred in 2 movies in the top 10. The Avengers was directed by Joss Whedon. Other actors in the movie are Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Hiddleston. This is a very big cast. No wonder it made so much. Just behind the number 1 spot, Titanic. So this is a really long movie, but if you get to the end, it was so good, but I still think that Jack should have survived. Jack, come back! Come back! Woman, you should have put Jack on the freaking door and he would have survived. So this was actually the first ever movie to hit over $2 billion. Worldwide, it's made $2.1 billion. The movie is more than 3 hours long, but it was well worth it, but that's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. It was directed, produced, and written by James Cameron. Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet played the lead roles in this romantic film. If you were to really categorize it, it's like a romantic disaster. This movie, it was so interesting to me because it was actually based out of real life events. Back in 1912, the RMS Titanic hit an iceberg, causing the ship to sink. There was more than 1,500 people that lost their lives in what's being called the deadliest maritime disaster in modern history. And guess what? There wasn't enough life jackets or lifeboats on the ship. And that's because the ship was supposed to be the unsinkable. You know, you're never gonna need them. So the only movie to outbeat the Titanic to make more all time is, believe it or not, another movie directed by James Cameron. I'm talking about Avatar. Now this movie visually is amazing, stunning. So that means James Cameron outbeat himself. Wow. He is the only director to have 2 movies grossing over $2 billion. Is this real life right now? Seriously, ask yourself, is it? So this movie has actually made $2,787 million. And in just a few years, it might hit over $3 billion. This movie was so popular, it actually had a re-release date for the extended version. And of course, they sold out. The movie is based in the future 2154. A team of scientists have to find a new way of energy because they're running out. A lot of the actors in this film were amazing. I really liked their acting skills. And the graphics, the animation, mind-blowing. Have you guys ever seen this movie? So let me ask you, were any of you surprised about any of these movies in the top 10? What movies do you think should have been in the top 10? Or let me ask you this, what is your favorite movie of all time? Well, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys liked the most amazing top 10. I'll see you in my next video. So I hope you guys really liked these top 10 amazing videos. If you guys did, subscribe and share this video around. And let me know, what top 10 do you want to see next? I'm the king of the world! There better be a ship behind me.